I can't get over. I just can't get over how shocking my life is. That's all. I don't think I could even do long live streams. I'm going to be doing a lot of them, uh, but I don't know if they're going to be that long. I might just do a lot of them, but kind of short duration ones. We'll see. Because I'm in shock with my life lately. I just cannot believe the way my life turned out. How did my life turn out like this? How is it possible? How is it possible that just a few months ago, my life was amazingly calm, amazingly happy, perfect life, perfect family, perfect everything? My wife was the greatest, my best friend, my soulmate. My mom was the greatest. Everything was fine. Okay, granted, okay, they had health problems, sure. My wife was dealing with cancer for 10 years. My mom, unfortunately, okay, she to me, I never thought of my wife as being the one that had the health problems, if you want me to really tell you the truth. I always thought of it like my mom. My mom, she was always sitting down in that recliner. I always told her, you got to get up, you got to move. You're going to get a blood clot. I told her, you got to get up, you got to walk, you got to move. It upsets me because she should have went to the doctors. I always wanted to take her. She never wanted to go. I told her, you got to get checked out. But I'm also very pissed off at the rehab. Look, the rehab should have detected this, in my opinion. They should. How could they release somebody like they released my mom, right? She comes home, she can't move, she can't get up. She's on oxygen. I mean, they should have never released her. Why they should at least sent her to the hospital. My mother had a pulmonary embolism. It's a blood clot in the lungs. That's fatal. I mean, that could have been treated. That could have been treated. So this is now the new thing that's bothering me is that why did the rehab not pick it up? Why did the rehab not pick that up? They should have picked it up, in my opinion. I don't understand. How could they let somebody go who obviously can't get up and can't move and can't walk? It's crazy, right? It's crazy. This whole world is crazy. It's like when my mom came home, I didn't even have a chance. I didn't even have a chance. All right, look, my mom was only home a few days. She was like 3 days, I think. I don't think it was 4 days. I think it was 3 days. Okay, by the time she came home, first of all, I was in shock of my mother's condition. I'm getting over my wife passing away. I just want you to understand. So I called up the rehab and I was screaming at them. I was yelling at them. I'm like, guys, what are you doing over there? How could you have let my mom come out in this condition? They were like, oh, she was fine. She was fine. What are you talking about? She was fine. I'm like, I pick her up. She falls in my driveway. I bring her into the house. She falls down. She can't stand up. She can't move. What are you talking about? She's not fine. She's on oxygen 24 hours a day. So I told they're like, all right, look, let's see if we can get it back here. This is what the process, what was happening. They were seeing if I had to take it to the hospital, which I should have just did it. I shouldn't have waited. They were like, let's see if we can get it back here right now. Just give us a day or two, okay? And they were like, or if anything, you'll take it to the hospital, and then we'll take it from there. That was the plan. So I was waiting for him to call me back. My mother passes away. It's just this whole situation between my wife and my mom. It's just so horrible, man, what happened to me and my family. It's effing horrible, man. And people are like, well, that's life. It's like Frank Sinatra. That's life. That's what all the people say. Riding high in April, shot down in May. But I won't let it bring me down. When I'm back on top, I'm going to turn it all around. Well, I'm not going to let it change that tune. But I won't let it change that tune. When I'm back on top in June, I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on the dream. That's what a lot of people try to do to me. They want to kick me when I'm down, man. It's like I can't get anybody to help me, I don't know. I just feel like nobody cares about me. I'm not going to mention names. I'm not going to talk about anybody, okay? I'm not going to get specific, but let's just say I don't have a big support system. That's it. I feel like people don't check up on me. They don't call me. And I don't understand. And it'll be the same people who'll be like, I'll give you an example. It'll be the same people I talk to. They'll say, Rich, I can't believe that nobody checks up on you. That's so messed up. And then that same person who's saying that to me, they won't check up on me. It'll be that same person who says, Rich, you're telling me no one is calling you? Nope. No one is checking up on you? Nope. No one's asking about how your kids are doing? Nope. But then that same person that's saying that, they won't check up on me. They won't check up on the kids. It's mind boggling, man. It's mind boggling. It's absolutely mind boggling what's going down in my life. It's not even possible for my brain to conceive what I'm living. But you see, what the best part is that I have to be strong for the kids. Yeah, it's like they're living a very normal life. My children, believe it or not. I love reading these real facts here. The Snapple bottles. In 2014, a hot dog was sold for $169 in Seattle, Washington. And yes, it was purchased by me. Right? Just kidding about that. No, but oh my God, salud, Gindani. Look, I mean, I'm a father. I get it. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say some things. My wife would have been better at all of this than me. All right, because look, she was just better with a lot of aspects. She was such an amazing mom. And I'm a great dad. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like one of those dads that kind of needs the woman. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm one of those dads that I've been with my wife. I've been with her for 27 years. We're married for 20 years, and you just get used to a certain lifestyle. You understand that? I don't know anything else. And I'm not listen. I'm not even talking about the domestic stuff like doing the work, like cleaning clothes, because everyone thinks that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. I'm really not. Like I'm doing that. I'm cleaning the dishes, taking out the garbage, taking care of the dogs, feeding the kids, taking care of them, getting them ready for school. I'm doing all of that. I went to my daughter's play. Oh my God, she's so talented yesterday. Went to her play. I go to all of Michael's volleyball games. I'm doing all of that stuff. I'm talking more or less about just having that emotional support. That's what I'm talking about. Nobody understands it. I'm a very emotional guy. I'm a very emotional guy. Baby, I can't take it much longer. Feeling's getting stronger. Cause when I get that feeling, I need emotional healing. Emotional, not just sexual, emotional. Healing, it's good for me. Makes me feel all right and it's natural. Always got it from my wife every night. I got that emotional healing. You hear me, Jen? I talk to her. I talk to her still. I don't know if her spirit hears me. I love you, Jen. I need that emotional love that you kept giving me every night. I need it. I need it somehow. I wish that I could get it somehow. I wish, even if she showed up as a spirit and she's like, it's me, Richard. It's a spirit. I wouldn't be afraid. I was reading online. People were like saying the reasons why spirits don't appear to you is because it'll scare you. It'll be too frightening. I wouldn't be frightening. I would not be scared. If I saw my wife right now, I saw her spirit, I knew it was her, and I would not, I swear to you, I would not be afraid. I mean, okay, maybe you get a little freaked out, but I wouldn't be afraid. If it was really Jen, if it was Jennifer, I would accept it. But so that's what they say. They say spirits, because they don't want to scare you, they'll communicate with you in different ways. Like, for instance, dimes. I got to tell you, I see dimes all the time. I've been seeing like a load up of dimes. A load up. Everywhere I go, I see dimes. I went to Taco Bell. I get out of my car. There's a dime on the floor. When I had that problem with my car and the tire blew out, I was at the mechanic. I got out. I saw a dime on the floor. Everywhere I go, I see dimes. So I don't know if there's anything to that, but I have been seeing a lot of dimes. But that's the thing. It's just I need help. People have to just try to understand, like friends, family. I'm dealing with the hardest time of my life. And if they care, they should be here for me, right? They should be here for my kids. But that's the question. Do they care? that's the $1 million question. Who knows? Probably not. I don't think anybody really cares, man. But that's the life. What's so screwed up about my situation? And I don't wish this. Let me tell you something, man. I don't wish this on anybody. There are some people who love me and And they're like, don't wish this on me. I don't wish it on nobody, you know. I mean, but people kind of make me, they reinforce how bad my situation is when they say that. Don't wish what you're going through on me. I mean, it's just terrible. I got to talk to a couple of people who said that to me. But it's like reinforcing, like, you're in a really tough situation, Rich. And I am. I am in a really tough situation. I'm in a ridiculously tough situation, man. I'm in a situation that nobody should be in. Not even me. I don't deserve to be in this situation. You know, I don't deserve it. Nobody deserves to be in a situation like this, to lose your wife and your mother in 2 weeks. But why is it so hard for me? I'll tell you why. Okay. I'm just going to explain to you my side of the story. I don't have anybody else. See, like sometimes it's rare. I'll be honest with you. It's rare that you lose your wife and your mom in 2 weeks. That's a rare thing. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. No, it doesn't. It's rare. Okay. But let's put it this way. When it does happen, typically you have a support system, at least at the bare minimum, right? At the very, very bare minimum, you lose your wife, you lose your mom, you have a support system. You have people you can depend upon. Like maybe you have a sibling, you have a brother, you have a sister, maybe your father's still alive, relatives, friends. In my case, my father passed away in 2020. I don't have a father. Both my mom and my wife passed away this year. I don't have a wife. I don't have a mom. I don't have a father. I'm an only child. I don't have a brother. I don't have a sister. Friends, I got friends, but they're living their lives. They're very busy. They're working. You know, they get home. They're tired. They want to see their family. Same thing with like certain relatives, like my cousins. I guess they care about me to a certain degree, but they're very busy. They're busy. See, I try to tell people, what I'm going through, I need like hands-on help right now. I need people to really, really help me. It's just a lot of stuff, man. What's up, Back to the Future? I'm just saying how, you know, it's really difficult what I'm going through, brother. I know you've been following me this whole time. You must even be in shock, right? You must be in shock with everything I'm going through. Because I know you've been following me for a while, man. You've been following the Apefather channel, and you see me through the good times, the bad times, and the ugly. Thank you, Back to the Future. Back to the Future, you saw me through the good, bad, and the ugly. Well, right now, it's the ugly. Unfortunately, right now, it's the ugly. Back to the Future. I mean, you remember my beautiful wife, Jennifer. She always asked for you. She loved you. You know, you always asked for my kids. You're a great person, man. Since 2021, and you've seen it all. It's like, you must even be in shock by how my life turned out. I mean, how is this possible, Back to the Future, man? We should talk one day, man. We got to talk on the phone. We got to hang out. How is this possible, man? How did my life get like this? How did it turn out so bad like this? Like what? Look, I love my kids because people sometimes get mad when I say this stuff. Obviously, I'm blessed that I have my two beautiful children. We all know this. We all know I count the hours. I count the hours until they come home, my kids. I love my kids. I love my Sophia. I love my Michael. I love them. I'm blessed to have them. Jennifer gave me a gift. Okay. Jennifer said, "Hun, here's a gift for you. I may have to go. I love you, Angie. I may have to go, but here's a gift. A gift, a part of me and a part of you forever. Michael and Sophia." And it is a gift. But there's just one thing that my wife didn't consider. And I don't mean to sound like a moron, okay? But I have to say it. I have to say it. We were a family. We were a unit. Like, look, Jennifer has to understand. It's not her fault what happened. I get it. Cancer is nobody's fault. Okay. That girl was a fighter. That girl was a warrior. That girl fought and fought and fought with every last breath, everything she had. She fought for her family. She fought and she fought and she fought. You know, it's not her fault. I don't know. I'm bent out of shape about a lot of things, but we'll talk about let's not jump the gun here. We got to talk about one subject at a time because there's so many things running through my head right now. But the biggest thing running through my head is that I can't believe I don't have a support system. Like you would just think, right? You lose your wife, you lose your mom, that people like relatives, friends, they would care. Not really. I got to tell you all something. Not really. They don't really care. I mean, that's the bottom. You know why? Because everyone's living their own lives, man. Everyone's doing their own things. Everyone's got their own job. They got their own gotses. They got their own priorities, and that's it. They're like, Rich, I'm sorry for the tough times you're going through, man. But what can I tell you, man? I got a job. I got a career. I get home. It's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I want to hang out with my kids. I want to see my wife. I want to eat dinner. I want to get some sleep. I want to relax. I don't got no time for you, you Italian meatball. I don't got no time for you. Maybe I got a minute. Maybe I got a minute, Rich. So I call up, say somebody, and they'll talk to, hey, Rich, how's it going? They always say this to me, how you doing, Rich? Yeah, I'm doing great. No, I'm not doing great. I lost my wife. I lost my mom. I'm not doing great. Sorry to hear that, Rich. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? Maybe give you a little support, talk to me, Be strong, Rich. You got this. You're going to get through this. It's like they'll say very like these one-liners, it's like that from the movie Goodfellas, Take my wife, please. I take my wife everywhere. She finds her way home. I say, honey, I'm going to take you somewhere you've never been before. No, she goes, I'm sorry. The wife says, honey, take me somewhere I've never been before. He says, try the kitchen. It's like these one-liners, I get the same one-liners with people like me. They're like, hey, Rich, I know you're going through a tough time. You got to rebuild, all right? Rebuild. 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 Huh? Rebuild. I'm with my wife 27 years. I'm 47 years old. I make videos on YouTube now. You know what people say when they see me? They look. They say, go get dad over here. Go. Like when I make a video, I'll be at Burger King. I take my Gorilla Bite. I take my Ape Chomp of the Whopper. They go, oh, someone go get their dad. They call me dad. I'm the uncle, the dad. I'm an old guy on YouTube now. I say, how are you going to rebuild? I look at everybody my age. And they're all married. They got kids. Everybody. Like, it's so effing rare that you find someone my age that are single. I mean, unless their spouse passed away, That's probably old. That's it. Like the only choice is like someone's wife, or well, I mean, obviously in my case, someone's husband, a woman's husband passed away, and she'll be like, oh, maybe I want to meet a nice guy. Not that I want to meet anybody because I love my wife Jennifer, but I'm just saying, at 47 years old, it's not that easy. Everybody's married. Everybody's got kids. It's a crazy situation, It's a crazy situation. And this is, let me reiterate to all of you. I love Jennifer, okay? But it's like, I guess I have to accept my wife passed away. I can't accept it. That's the thing. I can't accept it, but I guess that's what the reality is like no matter how much I don't want to accept it, no matter how much I'm going to keep telling myself how much I love her, and I do. Oh my God, do I love my wife, Jennifer. I love you, Jen. You hear me? I love you. I love you so much. It's like, but she passed away. I guess I have to accept it. I can't accept it because my wife was only 46, but it's like, it is? My brain doesn't want to accept it. It's probably my heart too. No part of me wants to accept it. It's a sick thing. I always considered myself to be a pretty level-headed guy. Can I tell you something? I always considered myself to be a pretty level-headed, pretty rational guy. And I'm not acting rational. I see my wife's ashes is downstairs. So what does that tell you? She was cremated, she passed away, right? Okay. Yet I still thinking I'm going to see her. Like I'm still, like I'll be out, like I'll give you an example. I'll be at the arcades, right? With my kids and William. And I'm thinking to myself, guys, we got to get going. I got to go see my wife. I'm thinking that in my head. Like I'm not saying it to them. I'm not saying it, but I'm thinking it in my head. I'm like, we got to get going soon. I got to get my wife something to eat. I got to go get her some Plaza Bowl. I got to go get her a nice iced coffee. She's waiting for me. That's what I'm thinking. I even think that even with my mom sometimes. Like we'll be at Jersey Mike's. My mom loved Jersey Mike's. My mom loved Jersey Mike's. She loved the tuna fish and the provolone. Oh, forget about it. She always used to talk about how much she loved that sandwich. She'd say, oh, Rich, you're at Jersey Mike's? Yeah. Can you get me the tuna fish and provolone? I say, you got it, Ma. No problem. So that's what I'm saying. It actually happened to me once before. You want to hear something that happened to me? About It was about 3 or 4 days, I think, after my mom passed away. I was at Jersey Mike's. I actually ordered my mother a sandwich, thinking she's home. This is now after she passed away, like 3 or 4 days. I ordered her a tuna fish and provolone, sandwich. And I got home. I gave it to my daughter. I was like, what am I doing? Then I was starting to think my wife likes that too. I was starting to think, all right, my mother doesn't want it. Let me give it to my wife. But I realized my wife passed away too. It's such a it's such a crazy, surreal thing I'm going through. I cannot believe the situation that I'm dealing with in my life. I was really, really hoping that this was some kind of a nightmare or some kind of a temporary. Maybe God put me in some kind of a temporary wormhole or something like this is something like the Twilight Zone. And eventually he's gonna put me back into like I'm in an altered reality or something. He's gonna put me back into the reality I was where my mom and my wife was here. Because this seems crazy, man. You have no idea how it is. Nobody knows, man. Nobody knows how hard. This is tough. It's hard. But then you'll say, "Oh, Apefather, you got to be strong for the kids." I am strong for the kids. As we're talking, my kids are in school. Okay. Sophia had a wonderful play. She did a great job. They come home, they eat, they hang out with their friends. As far as the kids know, life is normal. Okay. Nothing has changed in their lives. But it's hard for me, like, especially now that the kids are in school, it's hard for me to just say, okay, life's great, life's normal. When it's not. It's not great. It's not normal. But what is great and normal is my beautiful keyboard here, my piano. Let's play Jennifer. I'm going to do the instrumental version right now. Just the piano. This is a song I wrote for my wife, Jennifer. There was something about you that was start a family with you as my wife. There is nothing that we can't get through. I'm so lucky that I found you forever. It's you and me. Yeah, it's tough, man. That's the song I wrote for my beautiful wife, Jennifer. Thank you, Back to the Future. I mean, look, this moron. I'm a piano player, Daniel. Okay? I'm a piano player. And I'm a songwriter. But I think I could sing a lot better than you. I think I could do a much better job than you can. Tommy, this guy, Commander 35. It's very tough for me to talk to you after that video you put out, Commander. I got to be honest with you, man. Well, the playing is awesome. It's because I'm a piano player. I never claimed to be a singer. I'm a piano player. You want to know why, Connor, I talked to Commander 35, if you're probably wondering why. I'm trying to see if there's a possibility, and there probably isn't, to reason with a man who probably is a person who has absolutely no heart, no soul, no compassion. But I want to see if there's a chance for humanity. And there probably isn't, okay? There probably isn't a chance for humanity. But I just wonder if I could talk to this guy and try to make him understand that, like, and there probably is, I'm probably wasting my time. I understand I'm wasting my time. What are you doing? Why are you doing this for? Look, I know for a fact that Commander. No, but listen. I'm not trying to be a jerk off. What exactly is the entertainment factor here? That you're like, what are you getting out of this? My wife has we have two children. Listen, we have two kids. You understand that, right? Okay. You understand that my daughter is only 11 years old, Sophia. And you understand that my son is only 14. Now, you may not like me. I get it. But I don't think that my son or my daughter did anything to you. So what I'm trying to make you understand is that when you're doing the stuff that you're doing, you're not just affecting me. You're affecting my children. My children. Because don't think they don't see that stuff, because they do. My kids are very, very computer literate. They're always online. They're always online. And they do see it. Okay? So the question is, why are you doing this for? That's what you got to just ask yourself. Like, what do you get out of it? You think it's funny? You think it's entertaining that Sophia has no mother anymore? She's 11 years old. She doesn't have a mom. My son's 14. He doesn't have a mom. You're getting some kind of a kick out of this? Like, you think it's a joke to make a video that's so horrible? I don't know. I don't get it, man. That's all I'm going to say to you. Yeah. But putting aside his own personal life, Connor, putting aside if this guy's got no money or if he's a millionaire, who cares? What is the point of putting out a video on a woman who passed away, who literally was the most important person in my life, my son's life, my beautiful daughter's life? This is the most important. We've lost everything. And you're turning this into some kind of entertainment. You're turning this into something like, I don't know, you go get popcorn, You get some nachos and cheese. And, you know, and the thing is, he actually puts a lot of effort into this. Like the editing that he does. This is not something he works on this. I want you to know, like, but Commander, you're rehashing a moment. Listen to me. And I'm not going to bring it up anymore. That was already something that I apologized about. I'm not going to talk about it no more to my wife. You're taking a moment. You know what it is? It's just the timing of it is not appropriate. Like if you would have did this back when it first happened, I get it. I get it. I understand. I get it. Not now. My wife passed away. My children lost their mom. Now you're doing this. I want you to think about the timing. You're doing this during a time where my wife passed away and my children and me were grieving. We're heartbroken. And you're going to rehash the worst day of my life? And you're going to rehash something where I obviously made an ass out of myself. I was, you know, I'm not going to get into it. It's stupid what you're doing. It's heartless. It's cold. Look, I'm not here, okay, to argue if my wife really passed away. Look, I wish that my wife didn't pass away. I wish she didn't pass away. I wish she didn't pass away. You understand? It would bring me the greatest joy in my life if my wife was alive. Okay? I would be the happiest man on earth. I would be the happiest man that has ever lived if my wife was still alive right now. Like, let me put it this way. If someone hit the Powerball, okay, and they won like $1 billion, I would be happier than that guy if my wife was still alive. My wife is not alive, okay? My wife passed away, okay, from cancer-related issues and aspiration pneumonia, respiratory issues, okay? And I would give anything. I would do anything to get my wife back and my mom. And my mom. I love my mother, okay? But this concept of, I just can't anymore. Is that what it is, Commander? You think my wife is still alive? Listen, Commander, I'll tell you what. Commander, come to my house. I'll show you my wife's ashes, okay? Will that convince you? Commander, if you saw my wife's ashes in my house, no, I'm serious. Commander 35, I invite you. You don't think my wife passed away? Okay. And is that the reason why you're making these horrible videos? Commander, you come to my house. I show you my wife's ashes. Then what are you going to do at that point? Would you stop making these videos? You want proof? You want proof? All right. All right. You know what I'm going to do this for my children? Normally I wouldn't do something like this. No, I'm going to do it. Here, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You know why? And my wife will be okay with this. Because you all are horrible human beings, what you're doing to my family, okay? Look, you see this is the tribute I put up of my wife. You see this? You see this? Boom. There's my wife's ashes. There it is. See it? Okay? Does that work for you? Does that work for you? All right? I got the urn coming in. We just ordered it, and I'm going to put a beautiful urn. Okay? All right? This is my wife. Here it is. This is the tribute. Here it is. Okay? There's the tribute to my mom. Okay? Here it is. Okay? Here's my 2 dogs that passed away. She's in heaven with them right now. My wife, Jennifer, is in heaven with Rocky and Yogi. Okay? You know why I did that? You want to know why I did that? You want to know why I did that? Because my children cannot handle these horrible, horrible videos that you people are putting out. They just lost their mother. Do you understand that? They lost her forever. I lost her forever. And you're putting out these effing horrible videos. Again, you see, it's not enough for you, Commander. It's not enough for you. Nothing's enough for you, Commander 35. Nothing. I show you my wife's ashes. It's not enough. Go F yourself. All right, do me a favor. Nothing's enough. No, you right? Wouldn't you think that that would be enough? Commander, enough with this. End it. Have respect for my children. Have respect. They just lost their mom and their grandma, okay? Stop it. Stop it. That's it. Enough is enough, all right? I didn't even have to do what I just did. Now, I did it for a reason. I did it this... goodbye. I can't anymore. I did it for a reason. And it's still not enough, you see? I did it for a reason because I want my children to stop seeing these horrible videos. But you see, it's, as you could all see, there's nothing that will ever satisfy these people. That's it. There's nothing. There's nothing I could ever do to satisfy these people. I see you, Jessica. I love you, Jessica. There's nothing I could do to satisfy these people. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing I could do. Transparent. Guys, did you ever think that maybe, I don't know, I'm like mourning my wife? I've lost weight, but unfortunately not in a healthy way. Green grass. Guys, do you have any idea how I'm not normal anymore? I'm not myself. Do you have any idea how heartbroken I am? Do you have any idea that I can't breathe? Do you have any idea how shocked I am? Do you have any idea? Thank you, Lacey. Good morning. Do you have any idea what I'm dealing with in my life? Now, here's an example. Commander 35 just said, oh, I'll make a donation, he said, if you prove to be. I just proved it, and now he's not going to make. First of all, I don't want a donation because I'm not a charity. But you see, this guy's all full of like friggin' shit, man. You're not going to do anything. Look, you want to make an entertainment tip? Take down your videos. Take down your negative, derogatory video. Forget, we don't need any money from you, Commander. Commander, stop making horrible videos about my family. Just stop it. Okay? Stop it. It's not entertainment. Look, you are a human being, correct? I think you are, right? Are you an alien? I don't know. You're right, Mark 2. Commander, you're a human being, right? You got to have some sort of empathy and heart. If not for me, for my kids, they're only 11 and 14. Enough. Do you think that they want to see? And let me tell you something. They do see it. No matter how much I hide things from my children. But Commander, it is bothering my kids. It is listen to me. It is bothering my kids. When you put out a video and it's online, that it is something that they could access and they could see. And believe me, they see it. They see it. What do you think? They don't search for videos, Apefather? They do, and they find it. And no matter what I do, they'll find a way in the private moments when they're in their room to find a video like that. So I did what I did. I did what I did for a reason. I did what I did for a reason. Because I wanted you to know you are affecting my children. You are affecting my family. And I am asking you respectfully to stop, but I know you won't. So that's it. I'm done with that. Let's drop that. I did it. Let's see if it does any good. It probably won't. Moving on. Brandon, 2012. Apefather, my prayers go out to you. I've been watching you since 2021. AMC went up. You were very happy. I have seen how this has affected you. Please know that she would want you to be happy. I know, man. But again, Commander, I'm going to say this again to you. You're making disgusting videos. They're going to find it. You understand? They're going to find the videos. And you're causing them to have, okay, a lifetime of hurt, more than what they're having right now. More. You're adding to the hurt. You're adding to the suffering. Whatever. You can't talk to people like this, Lacey. You can't. They're just dead. It's just like they find this stuff to be. Yes, Justin. They find this stuff to be entertainment. Look, I understand. I'm going to just say something. Look, I understand that the life I chose, being a YouTuber, okay, has pros and cons. I know that I know the life that I chose has pros and cons, and it does. The pro may be that if you become a successful YouTuber, you could kind of make your own schedule. You know, you could do things based on your own timelines. You know, I might have to do that, Lacey. I might have to do that because this guy just doesn't stop, man. I might have to do that. But here's the thing. You know, I tried to talk to him man to man. You understand? I tried to talk to him man to man. I tried to give him what he wanted to satisfy his sick obsession with me and my family. I tried to show him my wife did, in fact, pass away. Now, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do it. Why did I do it? Because just to satisfy, okay, whatever sick, twisted obsession that these psychotic, lunatic people have, to satisfy it, I did it against my wishes. Against my wishes, but I did it for a reason. I did it for a reason because I want him to realize this is not just affecting me. This is affecting Michael and Sophia. And you got to stop. But Commander, you know what court's not going to throw it out, Commander? I don't know what your beliefs are anymore. To be honest with you, I don't even know what my beliefs are. But I do believe that there is something out there that's going to see what you're doing. You could call it God, you could say karma. It's just morally wrong, brother. It's morally, more as a human being, it's morally wrong. All right, so anyway, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I'm not going to talk about it no more. It's just, it shouldn't have to come down to legal issues. I love you, Jessica. You have to use that word, of course. This guy. Commander, I got to get you out of here, man. I got to get you out of here, unfortunately. So you're going to upload even more videos, huh? Is that what you're saying? Horrible. So basically, you see, are all you seeing? Okay, I satisfied what he asked for. I proved to him my wife passed away, but it's not enough for him. It's not enough. All right. Anyway, let's just drop that subject. Take it back. Terrible word he has to use. Commander, I don't think you're going to go to HELL. Do me a favor, and you won't do it. Can you do one thing for me? Take that back. It's a terrible, terrible thing you said about yourself, and it's a terrible word. But he won't do it. He won't do it. Okay? It's a terrible, terrible word. I don't like that word. I don't think that you're going to go to that place because as long as you feel sorrow in your heart, as long as you feel sorrow and you repent, you know what I mean? I believe that God will forgive you, man. But you gotta feel sorrow. You gotta feel that what you're doing is wrong, man. No, if it makes me feel better, just take it back. You really want to do something for me? Email me your phone number. I'll talk privately with you. Email it. Here. Here's my email. RichardLE101@gmail.com. Richard, RichardLE101@gmail.com. You shouldn't use that word. That's all. It's a terrible word to use, that HELL. I hate that word. You should take that back, man, but you won't do it. So you won't even do that. Say, I take it back. I hate that effing word. Why can't we all talk about happy things? Why can't we talk about happy things? Why do we always have to talk about horrible things? I don't understand why we can't talk about happy things. Yeah, but just said I said I said take it back. That's what I said. That's what I said. I said take it back. Say I take it back. That's what I said to you, but you won't do it. You won't even give me that with all the torture that you put on my life, with all the torture you put on my children's life. You won't even give me that. Beautiful. He did it. He did one good thing. For that, I'm happy. All right. Let's do some music. Let's change the vibe up here. Here's the song I wrote for my mother. It's called Josephine. Josephine, you were there to guide me. You were there beside me. I can count on you. Josephine, you're the inspiration, and you are my best friend, now until the end. Years passed us by, and I realize how much I've learned from you. I'm reading this guy. I'm just here. Just here. Look. Let me say something else. People who are saying stuff like what this guy I'm just here is saying is even worse than Commander 35. I'm just here. I'm getting rid of you. I'm getting rid of you. Let me tell you why I'm going to get rid of you. I'm just here. You're worse than Commander 35 because you're actually encouraging something. Again, you understand my wife passed away. Yeah. You understand that my wife passed away. You understand my mother passed away. And you're encouraging him to post something that was the worst day of my life because you're an asshole. Excuse my language. You're a freaking low-life slug. You're worse. You're worse than anybody. Look, at least he admits he's not a human being, this guy. What's your excuse? He admits it. All right, let me get rid of this guy. What an ass, man. Get rid of this guy. He's gone. Commander 35, you're actually better than that guy. I'm just here. I'm just here. Nah, I'm just here. I'm just here as an idiot, man. He's an idiot. Look, let me give you an analogy. Let me give you an analogy, okay? I was once in New York City, okay, and it was a Starbucks. It was a Starbucks. And there was a guy sitting down at the table. He was having his coffee. I'll never forget this as long as I live. He's having his coffee, whatever. I think he was having some kind of one of their banana cake pieces. I never forget. He was having a little cake. Okay. The guy falls down, has a heart attack. Okay. That was a terrible thing. I immediately called 911. I rushed out when the paramedics came, and I said, he's over here. I showed them exactly where he was. I believe he was okay. I believe he made it. From, they said he had a pulse. They got him into the hospital. But I did whatever I could do in my power, just like I did for my own mother, just like I did for my own mama. When my mom collapsed, I gave her mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I gave her CPR. And when the paramedics got there, she still had a pulse, but unfortunately, they couldn't help her. They couldn't help her. They tried everything. The point is this. You want to know the most horrible people in the world? Somebody sat down at the table. Somebody sat down at the same table that this guy just fell off of. I will never forget this as long as I live. Thank you, Detective Pikachu. Somehow, some guy felt he had the right, and I just want you to really think about this, to sit himself down at the table that guy just fell off of and had a heart attack. That's the type of guy that I'm just here is, in my opinion. That's the type of guy I'm just here is for what he was asking you to do, okay? So it's one thing that you don't want to help somebody, okay? You should want to help somebody in this world. Someone is going through a tough time, you should want to help them. But to sit down at the same table that this guy just fell off of, who had a heart attack, and to continue drinking your coffee and to continue reading your newspaper, you are the lowest form of slug, heartless, unemotional mother effer that ever lived. And unfortunately, that makes up a lot of the world. That's why I'm so upset over Jennifer. A lot of people ask me, you know what they say to me? Apefather, how come you just can't accept Jennifer is gone, right? It's been like, I think almost 3 months. I think it's 2 months now. Almost 2 months. It's been almost 2 months. Because she was the greatest thing in my life. I didn't want to cremate my wife. People ask me that. I didn't want to do it. It was her wishes. My wife did not want to be buried. It killed me to cremate her. I waited 3 weeks. I procrastinated. I didn't want to do it. It got to the point where the state was going to do it. They were like, if you don't do it, someone was going to do it. And then they're like, you won't get back her ashes. We have someone that's very holy here, Brandon 2012. He's talking about all these beautiful things. That he was homeless after coming to Christ. Look, I'm going to tell you something. You believe in God, right? Okay. Then you believe that God knows when someone is going to pass away. Isn't there the divine plan? Isn't there the divine plan? Okay. Where in the divine plan can God have it where he takes my wife, who's only 46 years old, and then he takes my mother 2 weeks later? What's so divine about that? Look, I'm going to tell you the truth. If I ever saw God, if I saw Jesus Christ, I would tell him right to his face, I'm angry at you. I'll tell him right to his face right now. If Jesus was standing right in front of me right now, if Jesus Christ was right in front of me right now, Jesus, I'm upset. I'm angry. And I want answers. I want answers. Why did you have to take my wife and my mom in 2 weeks? Why did you have to take away everything that meant everything to me and to my children? You took away our whole world. You couldn't have mercy. You couldn't leave Jennifer at least. Look, my mom was 75. My mom saw her grandchildren grow up. Now, granted, 75 is still a young age. 75 is still very young, but Jennifer was 46. And her children need her. And I need her. That's the bottom line. Look, God, you gave us all too much. You know, they say God only gives you what you can handle. I'm going to be honest with you. I lost my faith in God. A lot of faith I lost. You want me to tell you the truth? Because I can't find it anymore in my heart to believe that God is good. I can't. No, I can't find it. I can't find it in my heart to believe God is good. I used to say it my whole life, God is good, God is good. How could God be good when you look, he left me alone in this world, in this miserable, disgusting world. This miserable world. That's what it is. It's a miserable, disgusting world. To take care of my kids by myself. Now, you might say, man up, Apefather, right? Man, I am manning up. I'm doing it. But I am forced to live a life I don't want to live. Look, you want to know what I want? I just want, and I know you're going to say, I already know what you're all going to say to me, life is not fair. I just want a fair life. Is that so much? Is that too much to ask for? Is that too much to ask for? My wife did believe in him, okay, Brandon? My wife believed in God. My wife prayed to God every single night. My wife believed in God. My wife prayed to him every single night. Look, we've all watched the stories of Jesus. We saw Jesus touch the man who was blind and he regained sight, right? We saw Jesus, make the ultimate sacrifice for all of us. But I'm going to tell you something, and God forgive me for saying this. When Jesus was being crucified, his mother was there. His mother Mary was there. Remember, he said, "Mom, I'm thirsty," and she had that like sponge, and she was squeezing the water into his mouth. Do you remember that? So I lost my mom and my wife at the same time. I'm just saying that like God didn't leave nothing for me here. I'm sorry. Look, God forgive me. I'm sorry if he's mad at me, and I'm sorry if I'm being disrespectful. But I was left with nothing. Nothing. And I'm supposed to continue to go on in this world like this. Like, it's almost like he ripped everything from me. He ripped everything, my whole everything that ever mattered. It's gone now. Okay, you said, but you have your children, but you have to understand, listen, okay, I'm just a dad. Guys, I'm not a mother. I'm not a mother. I'm just a dad. That's all I am. I'm just a dad. So we need Jennifer, but we can't have her anymore because she's gone. She's gone. 50% of me died with my wife. I'll tell you all the truth. 50% of me passed away with my wife, Jen. I told my son that the other day, I said, I said, Mike, I said, a part of me feels like I'm with mom somewhere right now. He didn't understand what I was saying. It's like that movie. You ever see that movie with Russell Crowe, Gladiator? At the end of the movie where he was dying and like he was kind of on Earth, but then another part of him was in the afterlife and he saw his wife and his kid. And it was like he was kind of going back and forth. So a part of him was in the afterlife and a part of him was on Earth. That's kind of how I feel right now. I feel like there's a part of me that's with my wife and my mom. There's a part of me there. And I'm seeing them. They're in paradise. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to be with them. I loved them. But then there's another part of me that's on earth because my children need me. My kids need me. Mike and Sophia need me. So I feel like I kind of go back and forth. My father used to say to me before he passed away, my father Richard in 2020, you're a very rich man. My father Richard. And I used to say, Dad, what do you mean I'm a rich man? You know? He says, I'm not talking about money. You have a beautiful family, Rich. You have a beautiful wife. You got beautiful kids. You got me. You got your mom. You are a rich man. My father was right. I'm telling you all something right now. My father was right. I was a rich man. It's not about money, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not about money. A buddy of mine, I was on the phone with him the other day, John, and he was talking to me about a friend of his, that is making about 18,000 a month or something. And he's like, he's living the life, Rich. He's living the life. That's what he said to me. He is living the life, man. Making like 18,000 a month. Um, I said, and what does that mean? Doesn't mean anything to me. You could give me 18 million a month. I'd rather have my wife and my mother back. Look, Brandon, listen, I hear people like you talk all the time and you make me sick a little bit. Don't take this the wrong way. Because You guys go back and forth too much with this religion stuff. You got to stick to one thing. You go back and forth. I'll give you an example. When someone is critically ill, you want to know what everybody always says? They're in God's hands. They're in God's hands. And then when that person passes away, they say it's God's will. That's it. Now, the flip side of the coin is, let's say that person makes it and survives. They'll also say it's God's will. They'll say, God, thank you for coming through for me. Like you said, right? You said you were homeless. Okay. So in other words, the point that you're trying to say is that God helped you that you were homeless and showed you the light on how you could have a better life, correct? But now you're saying something completely different than what you're saying. You're saying that the world is full of suffering, and it is not what God intended for us. So in other words, you're trying to take God out of the equation now. You're trying to say that the suffering that we all feel on earth has nothing to do with God. But just before you said God helped you when you were homeless, and he showed you the light, and he showed you the way to a better life. So the way I see it, it's either got to be A or B. So what's A? A is that God does in fact choose who he wants to help, and I guess who he doesn't want to help. Like, because he helped you, right? Okay, Brandon was homeless. I'm going to help him see the light. I am going to go into his heart, and I am going to show him the way. I am going to show him the way to a better life. But then with that same thinking process, my wife passed away. God could have helped her too, right? God could have went to her and said, Jennifer, I'm here. Your children need you. Your husband needs you. I will use my strength to give you strength for your family. Rise, Jennifer. Like, he could have gave her more time. Again, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful, because I know Easter's coming up, and I know that's what happened to Jesus. He was resurrected. But I'm just saying, like, he could have given her more time. Uh, Lacey, you reminded me of my wife with that comment you just wrote. When you said it's not commando. I guess you're joking with her, but it's commando, right? But you said, commando, put your big boy pants on. My wife used to always say, put your big girl panties on. we have a sign downstairs. I'll show it to you later. Oh, God almighty. I hate my life. Look, I'm miserable. I'm miserable. I am. This was not the life I wanted to live. Brandon, it's got to be one. It's got to be one of two things. I'm sorry. Look, it's either God's involved or he's not involved. That's it. If he's involved, then it means he knows about it. It means that it was his intention for this stuff to happen. That's it. Or you're saying he's not involved. That he's not involved. That has nothing to do with him. But it has to look. If he's involved, there's nothing good about what he did. Okay, let's start with he's involved. Okay. There's it doesn't make a difference what happens in my life. Even if ultimately I go on to meet another person in my life, listen to me, Brandon. Even if I go on a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now, and I meet another woman, I didn't want this. Do you understand me? This is not what I wanted. I was in love with my wife, Jennifer. My children and me loved her. My children and me needed her. My children and me wanted her. I'm not talking about my mom right now, because I love her too. I love my mother. I'm talking solely about my wife right now. So what is happening now to me is I am forced. against my will to move on in a life that I did not want to live. That, do you understand that? I am being forced to live a life I don't want to live. Commander 35 says, I'm on the same page as you. They say God has a plan for all of us. So it means he is controlling everything that happens to us, including your wife. Brandon, do you believe that God only gives us what we can handle? Do you believe that? Have you heard that before? They say God only gives us what we can handle. No, but do you believe that? Do you believe that God only gives us what we can handle? Let me tell you something. I can't handle this, what's happening to me, and I'm not going to get too specific. All right, but let's just say that it is requiring me to be miserable in order to live. That's it. Now you might say, "Well, how are you doing what you're doing if you can't handle it?" I would answer it. I'm going to answer the question. I'm able to do it because I'm solely thinking of my children's happiness. That's it. I am not, I am suffering. I am in pain. You have no idea the suffering I'm going through. I don't sleep at night. I haven't slept in like 3 months. I sleep for like maybe an hour. I sleep for like an hour, maybe 2 hours most. Um, I'm alone. I'm alone all day. But Brandon, look, Brandon, I understand that in 2011 you had a washer machine, dryer, and dolly fall on you. That was horrible. But you survived. You survived. My wife didn't survive. My mother didn't survive. Yeah, you see, but that's the thing. But Brandon, listen, I'm glad you're alive. Listen to me, Brandon. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad. I am so happy you're alive. So we could use an analogy and say that God wanted you to speak these words, correct? And that's why you're alive. Listen, but let's talk about this for a second. In other words, if you were not alive, then we would not be able to hear this message. So you try to make me understand that my wife had no purpose. That, in other words, God said, okay, it's okay for Richie's wife to pass away because she doesn't have to say anything to help anybody. That's not true. My wife had a lot of things to say to people that had stage 4 cancer that she could, with through her experiences, could have helped a lot of people, and she did make videos on it. But she had a lot more to say with all of these new experiences. And she had a family that needed her more than anything else in the world. So your point is that God granted you life, right? when that dolly fell on you, the washer machine, everything fell on you, the dryer, it could have killed you. But God granted you life. But the question is, why could He grant my wife life too? I love you, Lacey. Thank you for always sticking up for me and the kids. God bless you, Lacey from Brooklyn, the boss lady. Look, Teddy time. I'm reading your comments, and I hate it. I hated the way you just put that. I hated the way you just put that. That was terrible the way you put that. I told you before that I feel 50% blessed in my life. I don't know if you're listening to me. I said I feel 50% that I died and 50% blessed. Okay. So where do I feel things are blessed? I have Michael and Sophia, two beautiful children. They're gifts from Jennifer. She left these beautiful gifts for me to keep me company and to be by my side in my life. My wife granted me two gifts. She did. She gave me Michael and Sophia. And I love my wife and I love my kids so much. Okay. But at the same time, we were a family. We were a unit. We were a family. It wasn't just Michael and Sophia and me. It was Jennifer and me and Michael and Sophia. So the thing is that without Jen, there's a big void. No, because it's just that the way you're saying it is like you're almost making it seem like I'm not appreciative. Like the way you're saying it, the implication of what you're saying is that I'm not appreciative of what I do have. Okay? I am appreciative. I am appreciative of having my son, Michael and Sophia, my beautiful daughter. I am appreciative. But I don't understand that why God had to take everything else from us. Like I'm not a mom. I'm a dad. You follow me? Children need a mother. Sophia needs a mother. Michael needs a mother. That's all I'm saying. I appreciate having two beautiful kids. Hey, Commander, listen, people love me. Lacey for Brooklyn loves me. What could I tell you? I love Lacey. Asher Dash 12. I kind of sleepy here. Um, but Brandon, you're going back and forth again. You said a dolly hit you. You said a washer and a dryer hit you. But you said that God gave you the chance to be alive, right? You said you were homeless, but God showed you the light. But now you're saying that your father, who passed away because they didn't have the crossbuck signs, you're saying that you don't blame God for that. But you see, don't you see how that sounds almost hypocritical? You're coming across like a hypocrite because so now is it that God chooses who He wants to help? Is that what you tried to tell me? In other words, so now it's a matter of being selective. So in other words, God didn't want to help your father, but He wanted to help you. I'm just trying to understand because I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't understand what you're saying. Is that what you're saying? Is God selective? Is He selective in who He wants to help? In other words, I don't want to help Richie's wife Jennifer. I don't want to help Richie's mother Josephine. No, I don't want to do that. But I'm going to help Brandon. I'm going to help him, with something else. It doesn't make any sense. Is that what you're saying? That He's selective? Look, Commander 35. Lacey is a beautiful person, okay? And stop this back and forth with her. Okay? She loves my children and she's looking out for the well-being of Michael and Sophia. And if you had any heart in any soul at all, anything, okay, you would care about children as well. Okay, this is about children, Commander 35. They just lost their mom. They lost their mom. Sophia's only 11 years old. Michael's only 14. When you put out the content that you put out and you put out the videos you put out, they see it and it affects them greatly. Do you understand that? And that's the only place that Lacey's coming from. I'm just You're saying that your dad was 5 when it happened. I don't understand. What do you mean he was 5? What do you mean that your dad was 5? Are you talking about age? Obviously, you couldn't be 5 years old, your dad. What does it mean that your dad was 5? I don't understand what that means. Who was 5? I don't understand. Who was 5? Were you 5 years old? Is that what you're saying? John Bitten. I do need people in real life, John. That's why I needed my wife Jennifer and my mother Josephine. They were my love. They were my support system. They were everything. And I did have them, but I no longer do. So can you stop saying stupid shit? My wife passed away, John. My mother passed away. They were the two rocks of our family. I don't think I could talk about politics or stocks right now, committed 35. Or you're saying your father was 5 when his father was killed. I understand. Okay, I understand. So that this was your grandfather you're talking about that passed away. This wasn't your father. This was your grandfather who passed away. I understand. I understand now. Look, Amanda, one thing I wouldn't do with you is this. Let's just say, for some reason, I knew who your girlfriend was. Okay, let's just say. And let's just say I was a YouTuber at the time, and let's say YouTube was still out there. I'm not sure what year it was when your girlfriend passed away. God bless her. May she rest in peace, okay? God bless her. Seriously, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's terrible. My condolences. It's terrible that you had to lose a very special person in your life. Believe me, I know how it feels. Um, do you think I would be making these derogatory videos about her? I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. No way. There is no shot that I would do that. I wouldn't do it. And I think if I did that to you, you would be very upset. But that's just, that's my opinion. I guess me and you have a difference of opinion. You're, you know, you're a believer in the First Amendment, but I'm a believer in what's morally right, more than the First Amendment. I'm a believer in what's morally right. And that trumps my belief of the First Amendment, being morally right. Like, in other words, it may be freedom of speech to make a video about someone's wife who just passed away, but I wouldn't do it. That's just me. It may be freedom of speech to talk about someone's mother who passed away, but I would not do that because it is not morally correct. I'm not giving up, Brandon. Obviously, I'm not giving up. Okay. Obviously, my children are coming home from school and they're going to, you know, eat. They're going to have fun with their friends. They're going to do their homework. And I'm going to give them the most normal life I could give them. So I'm not giving up, but I know but there's a difference between living happy and living miserable. I'm living a miserable life. I'm living a miserable life. Now, Commander 35 knows one thing about me. I used to be a very happy guy. Look, maybe we didn't get along. Maybe me and Commander 35 never got along. But I will tell you this. He knows I was a very happy guy. I was a happy, happy guy not too long ago. And I have completely, utterly changed who I am now. There were certain elements about fighting with all the haters and fighting with you that I found appealing. Yes. So anyway, gotta fall asleep here. I'm getting too comfortable. Uh, Anybody who would like to do something good from their heart, this is my Cash App. It is the dollar sign Richard Lavoie. It is the dollar sign capital RICHARD, capital LEV as in Victor OI. There is no space. There is no underscore in between my first and my last name. A very small cash app. I will record the thank you song video for you. The thank you song consists of me playing the piano, composing an original jazz blues song on the piano, and I dedicate it to your good deed. And it also celebrates the life of my beautiful wife, Jennifer, and mother, Josephine. John, listen to me. Don't worry about me. Worry about you. You worry about you. I'm okay. You seem like a good person, Brandon. Thank you, for your kind words. Oh, man, I'm tired. I hate being tired, but you know what the worst feeling in the world is when you lose your wife and your mom? I'm going to tell you the worst feeling in the world. And I go through this every day. Is thinking you're going to see them tomorrow. This is the worst feeling in the world. The worst feeling in the world. I keep thinking to myself for some reason, every time I go to sleep, and it's not for long, I sleep maybe an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours if I'm lucky. I keep thinking that, and I have this recurring nightmare. Well, it's actually a dream. I told you this before, but the nightmare is real life. The dream is not so bad. The dream is nice. It's when you wake up from the dream. When you wake up from the dream becomes a nightmare. So here's the dream. The dream is I'm sleeping, and in my dream I go downstairs to see my wife, and all right, I'll keep an eye out for the email, Commander. In my dream, I go downstairs to see my wife. My wife loved the couch down there. She loved the couch better than her bed. And I go downstairs and I'm like, Jen, honey, I'm having a nightmare. I'm not feeling so great. I know it sounds like a big baby, but that's how it was. And my wife, Jennifer, always showed me so much love and affection and attention. And she says, honey, let me come upstairs. Let me take care of you. I love you. I'm like, thank you so much. That's when I wake up and I notice that my wife has passed away. And I notice that my mom has passed away. Every night I have this recurring nightmare. Kind of falling asleep here a little bit. And when I fall asleep, I'm thinking about I'm going to wake up and see my wife. It's hard to fall asleep, man, because this is my suffering, Brandon. You want to hear my suffering? You want to hear my suffering? Every time I wake up, I think my wife is waiting for me. Every time I wake up, I think my mother is waiting for me. And when I wake up, that's my true nightmare. That's my true nightmare every time I wake up. That's why I'm having so much trouble sleeping. Because, see, people ask me, why do I have trouble sleeping? I have trouble sleeping because I think I'm going to see them when I wake up. I don't know. I'm still thinking that this whole thing is some kind of a nightmare. I'm still thinking that this whole thing is not real. I'm serious. I'm not bullshitting all of you. I'm not bullshitting all of you. I'm still like, my brain can I tell you what my brain did? My brain cut out the whole time that my wife was in the hospital. My brain cut out the entire time that my wife was in the hospital. My brain only is processing when she was home, not in the hospital, when she was home. So that's why I keep thinking to myself, I'm going to see her again. I have no idea why, but my brain literally cut out the entire time my wife was in the hospital. God bless you. Thank you for your service, though, Brendan. But once again, anyone out there who would like to do a very small cash app to help my family is suffering right now. I'm suffering with the loss of my beautiful wife, Jennifer, who was only 46 years old after fighting the very good fight with cancer, 10-year fight. God bless you, Jennifer. I love you forever. My beautiful mother, Josephine, was 75 after battling triple bypass, COPD, pneumonia. God bless you, my beautiful mother, Josephine. Thank you, Brandon. But that is the Cash App. Anybody who makes a very small Cash App contribution, I will upload and record a video for you. It's called the Thank You Song video. That will celebrate your good deed and celebrate the life of my beautiful wife, Jennifer, and my beautiful, beautiful mother, Josephine. Also, the comment is pinned in this conversation. You can see it with Back to the Future on the bottom of the page. Thank you, Brandon. Let me wake up a little bit. Yes, that is the Cash App. Now I'm there. $ Richard Lavoie. Very small Cash App. Like I said, I'm going to record a personalized video for you. I call it the Thank You video, which features the Thank You song. So that's anybody out there who would like to get a big shout out. I'm going to create a video for you. It could be a very small Cash App, any amount that you choose. $10, 50, 20, whatever you'd like. It's tough to go to sleep. It's tough, Brandon. See, for some reason, when I wake up, I notice that I'm living in reality when I wake up and I'm able to function. But when I go to sleep, for some reason, I go to dreamland. Well, that's what happens to everybody. So when I go to sleep, I'm no longer in reality. That's what happens. And I go into like a dream. I go into like a dream state. And what happens is that my dream state takes me back to my wife and it takes me back to my mom. So in my dreams, I see them. I see my wife, I see my mom, and they're talking to me, and it feels very real. My dreams feel very real, like they feel almost like reality. Justin Henry, I wish I could sleep. Yes, me too. Not, I'm there. He's on his lunch break right now. Yeah, I was reading about the visitation dreams, but for some reason they end very bad every night. For some reason, because I don't sleep long. I don't sleep long. I only sleep for about an hour. And it's like when I wake up from the dream, I realize that my wife is not here. I realize that my mom is not here. And that's the end of the dream. So the dream in essence becomes a nightmare every night. I do believe that, Brandon. I do believe that if they had the ability, my beautiful mother Josephine and my beautiful wife Jennifer would in fact comfort me. I do believe that to be true. You're funny, Lacey. Don't even bother with this kid man at 35. Uh, yeah, I don't understand why my life had to get hard like this. You know, I feel the same way, Commit at 35. It was always my intention that I wanted Jennifer to outlive me. It was always my intention. It was always my intention. That's why every time Jennifer had to go to the hospital over the years, over these last 10 years, I really did take care of myself, if you want to know the truth. I never really took care of my health. I really didn't because, okay, now I'm here. Please, I don't want to kick you. I don't want to kick you out. Stop saying stupid stuff, man. Nothing's entertaining about what I'm going through, man. Okay, I'll tell you what. Now I'm there. If you could lose your wife and lose your mother, you would understand. I lost my wife and my mother in 2 weeks. There's nothing entertaining about this. Okay, nothing entertaining. I'm there, not here. What are you talking about? What does that mean? Anyway, I'm just saying there's nothing entertaining about it. Thank you. Now I'm there. All these memories of my life keep popping in my head. I never committed a scam in my life for all these psycho people that say all this stuff. I've never did anything bad in my life, and neither has my wife, and neither has my mother. Okay? So stop saying this stuff. I never did nothing bad. I helped people in this world. I helped people. Okay? In 2021, you guys forget, Apefather gave money to everybody. Apefather, my car broke down. Here's $300. Apefather, that steak you're eating looks delicious. I said, yeah, here's $300. Apefather, my house burned down. My mom passed away. My wife's got a baby on the way. Here's $500. Okay, I helped people in this world because I'm trying to talk sense into him. Now I'm there. You want to know why? Because he's always been the one person consistently that has been a big hater, but he came here with a common interest. He came to my live stream with a common interest. His girlfriend passed away. And it seemed to me that he really truly loved his girlfriend. From the way he's speaking about her, saying that he wishes he could trade himself for his girlfriend, he comes across like a person who truly, truly loved her. So what I'm trying to do is reason with him. And I don't know if it's working, but I'm trying to make him understand how much I love my wife, how much my children love their mom, and to maybe consider stop using her as a topic of a YouTube video because especially in a very derogatory negative way in which she's doing it. Hopefully I'll reach him. We'll see what happens. You think you don't think he had a girlfriend? Commander 35, are you telling us the truth about your girlfriend or is that a lie? People are thinking you're lying about your girlfriend. Commander 35, are you lying about your girlfriend or is that true? Commander 35 says he's going to post it in the community section, a picture. Let me wake up here. Let me do a little music here. Once again, if anybody would have the good heart to do a small cash app, this is my cash app for entertainment tips to help my family get back on their feet. We had a lot of tragedy this year. If you're coming into the live stream new, my wife Jennifer passed away, and my mother Josephine passed away within 2 weeks of each other. And if anybody out there would like to do a small cash app from the heart, I will record a video called the Thank You Song video, where I'll play the piano. I'm going to play a beautiful original song for you, an original jazz blues song, celebrating your good deed and celebrating the amazing life of my beautiful wife, Jennifer, and my loving mother, my dear mother, Josephine. As soon as I close my eyes, I think I'm going to start to dream again. Uh, I hear ringing in my ears a lot. I hear ringing in my ears. I think it's Jennifer. I do. I think she's trying to contact me. I told you I find dimes a lot. I just wish that God didn't have to break my heart and my children's heart this much. Look, I'm going to say something that some people might think is wrong. I could have accepted just my mom. Look, my mom was 75. I love my mother. I want all of you to know I love my mother. But the way I see it in my heart, she saw me grow up. She saw her grandkids grow up. That was her biggest dream in life. Her biggest dream was she wanted to be there for me and she wanted to be there for her grandchildren, and she was. And she saw them grow up. God bless my mother. Now, if God took her alone, I would have accepted it. It would have been very hurtful for me. Very, very hurtful. Extremely hurtful. But I would have accepted it. But what I can't accept is how we had to take Jennifer too. It's terrible that you keep bringing Lou into this. I wish Lou the best of health, happiness, and success. I don't know if you all know that, but I actually wish Lou the best. Okay, I didn't wish Lou no harm. I wish Lou the best of health, happiness, and success. When I found out Lou had cancer, okay, I wished him the best. I prayed for him. How can I make a song about your girl, brother? I can't listen to me. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I'll write an instrumental piece that I could do. I could call it Angela. But for me to write words or sing, I don't feel I have the right to do that, man. I'm sorry. I don't feel I have the right to do that. This is your girl. She was your world. She was your heart. She was your soul. And I feel I have no business. I have no business writing lyrics. I have no business singing about something like that. I'll play the piano. I'll play an instrumental piece. I could call it Angela. That I could do. As a piano player, that I could do. Instrumental is fine, beautiful. Look, now I'm there. I'm just trying to see if it's possible to do something, and it may not be possible. You don't understand the experiment I'm trying to do here. I'm doing this for a reason now. Now I'm there. I'm trying to see if it's possible in this crazy, disgusting world that we're living in a disgusting world. We're living in a disgusting world. And if there's a way that I could convince someone like Commander 35 to stop making these horrible, disgusting videos about my wife, then I actually think I accomplished something good. So let's see what happens. Now, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But there's nothing wrong with trying. I did see the video. It's horrible. Come on, don't talk about this, that it's going to get you know what. Don't say that. We got to hope for things to get a little better, Brandon. I got hit really, really hard. Anybody out there would like to do a very small cash app to help our family in our greatest, greatest time in need? It was nice talking to you, Brandon. Anybody out there that could do something from their heart, do something good for a family that was really, really hurt, a family that lost so much. My wife, Jennifer, my mother, Josephine, in a period of 2 weeks. We would greatly appreciate a very small cash app. Is the $ Richard Lavoy, the capital RICHARD, capital LEVOI. All right, thank you, Brendan. Have a great day, brother. Lost too much, man. Thank you, Brandon. That's not true. This guy. Now I'm there. That's not true. I actually did very well with Cash App. I did well with GoFundMe. You know, I hate when people like this guy, now I'm there, makes comments and they have no. You know what I love about people like this guy, now I'm there? You have absolutely no idea of my business, but yet you make comments. Did you know I raised $3,000 on my GoFundMe page? Did you know that? No. Did you know that just one person gave me $1,000 on Cash App? Did you know that? Did you know another person gave me $500 on Cash App? Did you know that? Did you know Tommy from the Bronx? He was just here. He gave a lot. Okay. There's a lot of people who give. So now I'm there. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. No, I'm just saying that I raised more money in the last 30 days. Listen, I raised more money in the last 30 days than you probably have in your bank account. So can you do me a favor and stop criticizing me? I raised more money in the last 30 days than you have saved in your account. So stop criticizing me. Stop it. I can't stand you people, man. You said that no one's giving me money. That's just it's not a true statement. It's not a true statement. You say no one is giving me money. That's where you're criticizing me. It's not a true statement. It's not a true statement. And when you say something, it's very important that you say something that's actually truthful. Say something that's truthful. You sound like a troll. Now I'm there. You sound like a troll. You sound like a troll. I think I'm being trolled by you. Just don't make a statement unless you know it's factual. Look, can I tell you something can I tell you something that bothers me about people? When people make statements, but they have absolutely no evidence to back it up. They have no evidence. Just if you're gonna make a statement, make sure you have evidence to back it up. That's all. Just the other day, I'll give you an example. There was a guy called Game Time Wrestling. He gave $100 cash out. This was just the other day. Game Time Wrestling. People do give. People do give. The reason I'm not banning Commander 35 is because I'm doing a little bit of a test. I'm doing a test of humanity right now. If Commander 35, if Commander 35 does not honor his words, he said that he's going to make a truce with me. He said that if I write an instrumental piano piece about his girlfriend Angela, he's going to stop making these horrible derogatory videos about my wife and family. So I'm testing to see, is there a possibility to reach somebody like Commander 35? This is a test. Maybe it's not possible. But I'm doing a test. We'll see. Maybe it'll happen and maybe it won't. If it doesn't, hey, I can at least say I tried. You're not being fair with me right now, though, that I can tell you. Nobody controls me, man. See, once again, you're saying things. Now I'm there. No one controls me. Whatever I do because I want to do it. Okay? I'm not doing this because someone's telling me to do it. I'm not doing it. If I wanted to block him at 35, I would have blocked him already. The only reason why I didn't block him is because I'm giving him a chance because I want to see if it's possible. Now, it may not be possible, and then I'll get rid of him. I write songs every day. I write. It's nothing to do with him. I write a song more times than you polish your friggin' onions. I write songs every day. I'm not doing it for him. I'm doing it for myself. Listen to me. Nobody tells me what to do in this world. I do something because I want to do it. But I'm doing it because I want to do it. It's not. You're missing the point here now and there. Okay, I'll give you an example. Let me show you something. Can I show you something? Okay. Every time I go to the piano, it's because I want to do it. It's because I want to do it. No one's are you telling me to do this? I want to do it. Look, here. People might say to me, play Billy Joel. People might say to me, play Elton John. And this is what I'll play instead. I did that because I chose to do it. I keep my word. I keep my word. Post a picture of Angela. Post a picture of Angela. And I'll write an instrumental song for him. Here's an instrumental song for my wife, Jennifer. It's called Peace and Serenity. tell you a little story now and there. Now I'm there. When you lose everything in your life that means something to you. Now, again, I love my children. Thank God. I love my kids, my beautiful, beautiful kids. They bring me so much happiness. Okay. But I lost my wife and I lost my mom. When you lose that much, you become a different person. You become a different person. And maybe none of you could understand this. The truth is, I don't want to fight with anybody anymore. That's the truth. I don't have it in me anymore. I don't have it like, I don't have it in me. And it's not just online. I'm not even speaking about YouTube. In general, I just don't like, I don't have the strength. I don't have the energy. Like, who cares? Who cares about anything anymore? Who cares about anything? Who cares about anything? Like, I'm going to let, why do you have to say stupid shit like this for? Why do people always have to say this stupid shit for about you are not the first person to lose a loved one and to be devastated by the loss? Why do you have to, why do you have to say something like that for? Well, am I comparing my loss to someone else's loss? I'm not comparing my loss to anyone else's loss. So I don't understand like why you have to go there with that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to be ending this now. The live stream. I'll be back in a little bit. Um, I look forward to seeing Angela. We'll see if it's true. Commander 35. Hey, Back to the Future. Have a good afternoon. Man, Lacey, you went raw today, man. Lacey went raw today. I'm going to get off in a few more minutes. I just want to say a few other things. I love you, Lacey. I know you're defending me, but Lacey, nothing bothers me anymore, Lacey. Like, see, that's the difference right now, what people don't understand about me. I know Lacey's on my side. Lacey's my sister. I love Lacey. Lacey's my sister. Not, I call her Sister Lacey. She's just like a real sister. I consider her a real sister. I love my sister Lacey. Um, I don't care. Like, I don't care about like, thank you, Connor. I don't care about bullshit anymore, guys. Like, see, that's what none of these trolls understand. That's what none of these haters understand. When you lost as much as I've lost, you don't care anymore. You just don't care anymore. You don't care. Like nothing bothers me. Like, see, look, it's all about my children now. You want to know what it is? You can't hurt me anymore because I've been hurt to the maximum level of hurt. I am suffering at the maximum level of suffering. There is nothing more you could do. You can't do anything. That's it. You can't do nothing else to me. What do you want to do? You want to take me to God? But the only problem is who's going to take care of my kids? All right, that's the only reason I say, please. I got to take care of my kids. I might just bring people back now. Now I'm there. I might just bring people back. We'll see. I'm in a different head than I was a few weeks ago, to be honest with you. But when people go too far, I got to get rid of them. You understand? When they start imitating my wife, it's too much, man. It's just it's just not appropriate, man. And that's what a lot of these people do. They'll come to these live streams. They'll imitate my wife. They'll say, "Hi, it's me, Jennifer," and I gotta get rid of them. I'm sorry, that's just not right. They find ways of doing things, guys. My kids are smart. They're smart. They know how to make multiple emails. They're smart. I do block certain access to certain things. They find ways around it. Kids are smart. Kids are smart. The point is that in an ideal world, people would go the moral road. People should go the moral road, do things the right way in an ideal world. I know we don't live in an ideal world, but I'm saying in an ideal world, maybe we could convince Commander 35 to do the right thing. We'll see. Maybe we can. Maybe we can't, but we could try, right? Um, I don't like I don't like much things anymore like I used to. I don't like I don't like when I had my wife here and I had my mom here, you name it, I loved life. I loved life. I loved everything. I've lost a lot of zest for life. I did. I lost a lot of zest. I don't know how I'm going to get it back. It's I'm lonely. I'm alone. My wife is gone. My mother is gone. Guys, could you just calm down, please? All these haters, please calm down, relax, take a deep breath, calm down. Just relax. Well, these guys, look, you want to hear some good advice? Cherish your families, man. Listen, cherish your families. If your mom is still alive, give your mom a call. Give your mom a call. Tell your mother you love her. Okay? Tell your mother you love her. You have a wife, go kiss your wife. Tell her you love her. Okay? Cherish your family. Cherish your children. Cherish your parents if they're still alive. Cherish your brother. Cherish your sister. Cherish your family, man. Yeah, just right. Just cherish everybody, man. Just like all this stuff that you guys are interested in, all this like hate, all of this, who's trolling who, who's doing this to that, who's not taking videos down, who's gonna hurt this person. Like, just calm down, relax, man. Guys, the only thing I'm worried about right now is keeping my sanity. Okay, listen, Admiral James T. Kirk, and being strong for my children. Okay, that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm not worried about college, right? Th- That's not on my mind. Okay, what's on my mind right now is keeping my life together, keeping my head on straight, and being a strong, positive dad for my children. That's what I'm worried about. I met Commander 35 online. I got to give Chad Clifford a call. I got to give him a call. He wanted to speak to me. Let me give Chad a quick call. I feel bad. I know he wanted to speak to me. All right. God bless everybody. I'll be back. I'll be back in a little bit.